I'm going to continue to support the filibuster. I think it defines who we are as a Senate. I'll make it harder to get rid of it, but it should be painful if you want to use it.
House and Senate Democrats both passed their own versions of a historic coronavirus relief package. But the passage of the bill only needed 50 votes, and no Republicans supported it in either chamber.
The motion is adopted.
This reinforces the dilemma that Democrats have moving forward. Most bills will require 60 votes to pass, and that means the filibuster is a big hurdle for President Biden's legislative agenda. Because of this, there has been constant talk about reforming the filibuster, which provides for the 60-vote threshold.
Are you supportive of getting rid of the 60-vote legislative filibuster?
The bottom line is we're going to come together as a caucus and figure out the way to get the bold action that the American people demand.
That same tool that some Democrats now want to destroy, they used freely and liberally throughout their years in the minority, and I protected their ability to do that.
Many Democrats want to get rid of the filibuster altogether, but the support for that isn't there, with senators like Kyrsten Sinema of Arizona and Joe Manchin of West Virginia both saying there are no circumstances under which they would get rid of the filibuster. Manchin talked about the idea of reinstating the so-called talking filibuster. The talking filibuster would require senators to actually take to the floor and talk at length to hold up legislation instead of just serving notice that they want to block it.
I rise today to begin to filibuster John Brennan's nomination for the CIA.
But while some in the Democratic Party are floating this as an alternative to eliminating the filibuster altogether, there are some drawbacks. One of them is that by filibustering a piece of legislation, it could hold up other votes in the Senate, including nominees from the president. Back in the 1970s, the Senate reformed the filibuster to reduce the threshold from 2/3 to 3/5, or 60 votes. At the same time, they wanted other legislation to be able to proceed while filibusters were taking place. This eventually became the so-called silent filibuster, and it actually created many more filibusters of legislation, given lawmakers didn't have to take to the floor to actually defend them. Getting rid of the filibuster completely remains very unlikely, given the lack of votes that Democrats have, but while reinstating the talking filibuster might be attractive to certain Democrats, this is something that we've seen floated for a very long time, with Senator Jeff Merkley proposing it nearly a decade ago, and we still haven't seen it reinstated.
The American people believe the filibuster is an act of political courage. Let's make it so. Senators who want to filibuster should stay on the floor like Jimmy Stewart and keep debating.